Imagine standing on the edge of the known world, where every step forward is a leap into the unseen. For centuries, spiritual seekers, mystics, and philosophers have gazed into the depths of existence, wondering what lies beyond the veil. In the stillness of meditation, you may have felt it, a subtle shift, an inner pull toward something greater. The world around you begins to fade, and in the quiet, something stirs within. It is the moment when you begin to sense the truth. The third eye is not just an ancient myth or symbolic story, it's an invitation to a profound awakening. What if the reality you've always known, the one your senses have fed you, was merely a fraction of the truth? What if, beneath the surface of your everyday experiences, there exists a higher realm of consciousness waiting for you to step into it? The third eye has long been considered the gateway to this hidden dimension. It is not an eye you can see with your physical vision, but one that opens when your soul is ready to receive the divine. It has been known by many names: the eye of Horus, the eye of Shiva, and even the light of the body that Christ spoke of. But what does it truly mean to awaken this eye, and why does it remain dormant for so many of us? As we embark on this journey, we dive deeper than ever before, not into the world around us, but into the world within. We will explore the mysteries of the third eye, how it shapes our perception of reality, and why, for so many, it remains an elusive power waiting to be unlocked. What lies beyond the boundaries of the material world? Are we truly seeing all there is to see? And what happens when we finally open the eye that transcends time, space, and all illusion? This is not just the path of a few chosen souls. It is the potential of all humanity, waiting to unfold as we awaken to the truth of who we really are. But first, we must ask ourselves, are we ready to see the world as it truly is? When we close our eyes, sit in stillness, and engage in meditation, the physical world fades into the background, and we connect with something more profound. This deeper realm is often referred to as the soul's essence, a multidimensional existence that exists in dimensions that our physical senses cannot perceive. It is in these higher planes of consciousness that the true nature of our being resides. The study of quantum physics aligns with these ideas, confirming that most of what we consider solid matter is composed of empty space, and that at the atomic level, everything behaves as waves of energy. When observed, these waves collapse into particles of matter, giving us the perception of the solid world. What this tells us is that reality is not a fixed, static state, but something that is shaped by consciousness itself. From this perspective, the physical world only exists as we perceive it. Our soul, which exists in these higher, unseen dimensions, manifests into this physical reality, taking form through the phenomenal body, the material vessel we call the physical body. This is where things get mystical. The soul and its true essence cannot be experienced through the material senses. Instead, they are accessed through inner vision, the sight of the third eye. We know that the material world is a construct, but our true essence, our soul, exists on a vibrational frequency that is far beyond the capacity of our senses to detect. The spiritual path involves understanding this truth, that we are energy beings and that our true form is not the dense physical body but the etheric body, made up of pure light energy. This realization leads us to understand that we are in this world but not of it. The brain, in esoteric teachings, is said to be more than just a physical organ. It is a transmitter for higher level information. It receives mental impulses from the mind, which exists on the mental plane. The brain does not generate thoughts, intelligence, or memory. It simply interprets and transmits them. This aligns with the idea that our mind is not bound to the material world but exists on a higher plane. The concept of the third eye has fascinated spiritual seekers across cultures and centuries, acting as a doorway to heightened awareness and a deeper understanding of the nature of reality. But what exactly does it mean to awaken the third eye? And what does this process entail on both an individual and collective level? Throughout history, many ancient civilizations, such as those in Egypt, have revered the third eye as a gateway to spiritual insight and higher consciousness. In Egypt, it was referred to as the seat of the spirit, or the soul's eye, guiding those who sought enlightenment. Similarly, in Buddhism, the third eye symbolizes spiritual awakening, while in Hinduism, it is connected with intuition and the ability to see beyond the physical world. This organ of inner vision is also symbolized by the eye of Horus and the eye of Shiva, and even mentioned in Christian scripture, Matthew 6 verse 22, where it is referred to as the eye that, when focused, fills the body with light. But before delving into the mysteries of the third eye and its power, it's important to examine the world we currently perceive through our physical senses, the two eyes that view what we call reality. From the teachings of ancient wisdom and the findings of scientists like Einstein, we know that the world around us is not as solid and real as it appears. Instead, everything is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Our senses interact with the material world in ways that seem to affirm its reality. However, deeper spiritual teachings suggest that what we perceive as solid matter is, in fact, a collection of vibrations at a low frequency. The material world is, in essence, a constructed illusion, a sensory experience we mistakenly take for the whole of existence. Yet, beyond this illusion lies a more profound truth. Our true nature exists in realms that transcend time and space. So, while our senses might perceive the world as solid and real, we are told that true perception transcends the physical, and this deeper insight is accessed through the third eye. The pineal gland, a small organ located in the center of the brain, is often associated with the third eye. It has been described as an ancient organ that once played a significant role in human evolution, helping early humans perceive higher dimensions. Today, in many, it remains dormant but is thought to hold the potential to reconnect us to higher spiritual perceptions when activated. When we begin to understand the third eye as an organ of spiritual vision, we realize that it connects to a more holistic view of reality. The pineal gland works in tandem with other glands, including the pituitary and carotid glands, all contributing to the opening of higher consciousness. Together, they act as a spiritual lens, focusing the energy of our soul into the material world. This process requires that all of these centers of energy are working in harmony. It's important to understand that the third eye is not just another chakra. While it is connected to the ajna, crown, and alta major chakras, it functions differently. These glands are considered the batteries that power our psychic perception. Chakras, vortices of etheric energy, interact with the physical body and energy body, allowing the third eye to open as we evolve spiritually. When fully activated, the third eye transforms us into beings of higher perception, capable of seeing and experiencing beyond the confines of our physical senses. However, this awakening is not immediate. It requires that we integrate and align our entire being, body, mind, and spirit. The personality must undergo a process of soul integration, wherein the lower ego is harmonized with the higher soul. However, rushing into the awakening of the third eye before achieving proper spiritual integration can lead to undesirable consequences. Premature opening of the third eye, especially through artificial means like drugs or forced techniques, can cause psychological and physical harm. These methods overstimulate the energy system and can lead to mental instability or physical imbalances in the nervous system. True awakening of the third eye involves a holistic approach, where the individual first develops a deep soul connection. As the soul integrates with the body, the energy centers or chakras align, and the third eye naturally opens. This soul-guided journey is one of the most important steps towards spiritual evolution. The opening of the third eye grants the individual clairvoyant abilities, the power to see beyond the physical world and perceive information not available to the normal senses. These abilities include extrasensory perception, clairaudience, clairsentience, and the ability to perceive etheric energy and other dimensions. The higher intellect allows the individual to connect with spiritual energies, understand their karma, and even access knowledge from the Akashic records. But there is a deeper aspect to the awakening of the third eye that goes beyond individual benefits. As more individuals awaken to the higher realities, there is a collective shift in consciousness. The opening of the third eye is not just for personal gain but is meant to benefit the collective evolution of humanity. As more people move towards spiritual awakening, the collective energy of humanity rises. This shift in consciousness opens the door to a more peaceful, harmonious world. As humanity becomes more aligned with higher wisdom, we will see profound changes in how we live. Society will move towards unity and cooperation, with a collective commitment to the betterment of all life. With the activation of the third eye, humans will develop the ability to manifest higher-level thought forms, heal through spiritual energies, and access interdimensional knowledge. This evolution is already underway. As more people undergo spiritual awakenings and open their hearts and minds to their higher selves, the world begins to shift. The Christ consciousness rises, bringing about a deeper sense of connection and service to others. Eventually, we will see a time when spiritual perception is accessible to all, enabling us to live in a world where truth, justice, and compassion reign supreme. The opening of the third eye is not just a personal achievement but a spiritual revolution, one that affects the entire planet and leads humanity toward the next stage of its evolution. By awakening to the true nature of reality, we will create a new world, one where higher consciousness guides us in every aspect of life, from relationships to global interactions. In this age of awakening, it is essential for each of us to live with intention, guided by the principles of truth, love, and wisdom. Only then will the third eye naturally open, and we can access the full potential of our higher selves.